Hello squirrel friends, so welcome to my channel and to this video. And ayun na nga, as usual, as you can tell by the title, I will be sharing everything that I've watched in March of 2022. So ayun, I will be sharing all the films and then all the shows, syempre. So, ayun, wala na akong ibang masabi sa intro. So, let's just get it on with this video. Starting off first with all the movies. So, unang-una kong pinanood during March was The Grand Budapest Hotel. So, this is a rewatch. I've seen this movie before. The reason why kung bakit ko siya ni-rewatch ulit is because ginawa namin to ng parang film analysis using the formalist theory. So, finals namin siya sa isa naming subject, and I suggested this movie to my members kasi I thought na it's the best movie to use as an example sa formalist theory kasi nga very like, technical. Although lahat naman ng movies technical, but you know how Wes Anderson movies are, diba? So next naman was Juno. So yeah, it's about Juno, a teenager facing unplanned pregnancy who now has to find the perfect adoptive parents for her unborn child. So yeah, it's very cute, and I think it's the story is ahead of its time. So that's that. It's a nice movie. And then next one naman is the Wolverine. So ayun, continuation ng aking X-Men franchise fantasy. So Wolverine faces his ultimate nemesis and tests the physical, emotional, and moral limits in a life-changing voyage to modern-day Japan. So ayun, sa movie na to, nag-reunite si Wolverine with a Japanese guy na sinave niya before dati during the war. And then, so ngayon, yung Japanese guy na yun, matanda na siya, and he wants to, parang, gusto niya makuha yung healing powers ni Wolverine, so he could be immortal, or para ma-heal din yung mga sakit-sakit niya, ganun. So, syempre, Wolverine was like, nah bro, like, nah fam. And then, there was this scene in the movie where hindi ko alam kung whether matatawa ba ako or maastigan dun sa iconic line na yon.
You asked me to come say goodbye. Sayonara.
So next is The Power of the Dog, more like The Power of the Twink. So it's about the charismatic rancher Phil Burbank who inspires fear and awe in those around him. And then one day, nung nakapag-asawa yung brother niya, inuwi niya ito sa kanilang bahay, and Phil starts tormenting his brother's wife and stepson. So itong si stepson naman, ayun, nag-revenge. So ayun, naganda nung direction ng movie. In fact, nanalo si Jane Campion sa Oscars, which by the time I filmed this video, kahapon lang naganap yung Oscars. So yeah, that's that. And ayun, honestly, super slow nung movie. Like parang walang nangyayari. But towards the end naman, ayun, I was gagged with what happened. Ang ganda, grabe yung art of subtlety niya, and ang gagaling ng mga casts. So next naman ay Spider-Man No Way Home yung next. So ayun, na-rewatch ko siya. You can check my previous video for that. Ayun na nasali ko na to, or na-mention ko na to sa aking previous video. So ayun, next movie naman is Turning Red. 13-year-old May is experiencing the awkwardness of being a teenager with a twist. When she gets too excited, she transforms into a red panda. So ayun, as a woman, syempre, na pinagdaanan niyo is very relatable, and I can say na it's accurate. Especially growing up in an Asian household. So ayun. And then also, pinagdaan ko din yung fangirl era. Oh my god, you know, May and I were both obsessed with boy groups, boy bands. So ayan, even now actually. Ayun, and then aside from yung puberty na storyline, growing up na storyline. I also liked how they involved or they touch on the issue of generational trauma. So, ayun nga yung um, issue with May's mother na kaya siya ganun ka-strict and ka-KJ dahil yun din kasi yung kinalakihan niya. So, that's that. So, that's very nice. I enjoy the film. Ito na, moving on naman tayo sa next movie. It's X-Men Days of Future Past. It's one of the few X-Men movies that I enjoyed. Sa future, ang daming war and disasters and other choo-choo, kaya naman naisipan ng X-Men na mag-time travel sa past and change things in order to save their future. But the only one who can survive time traveling is Logan due to his healing capabilities. Kaya he was the only one who was sent in the past to, fix things and change the future. So yun, it's pretty good and entertaining naman. Especially kung i-compare mo sa ibang X-Men film. So next naman is Taste of Cherry. It's about an Iranian man who drives his truck in search for someone who will quietly bury him under a cherry tree after he commits suicide. So, ayun, ang ganda ng movie na to. Pure conversational lang siya, pero madadala ka talaga. And parang maraming, reflection na mangyayari. So, ayun, I really recommend this movie. Go ahead and check it out. Kung gusto nyo isip sa life, ganyan. So, ayun, next naman is Birdshot. A farm girl mistakenly shoots and kills an endangered Philippine eagle. When authorities begin a manhunt to track down the eagle's killer, they stumble upon an even more horrific discovery. So, makikita mo sa film na to yung cinematic parallel niya with Arisaka, which is directed by the same director, Mikhail Red. So, ayun, same siya na girl yung lead character, and then they both use guns or shotguns as their weapons, and tungkol siya sa katiwalian ng ating kapulisan, mga ganyan. Crime and injustices, stuff like that. So, next naman is Too Cool to Be Forgotten. It's about Felix, isang smart kid sa school and oftentimes a loner, until one day, may dalawang half-American siblings na nag-transfer sa school nila, and Felix became close with these students and got him entangled in their dark ambitions. So yun, ang ganda ng colors and cinematography ng film. Parang siya, pang IG aesthetic, ganun. And makikita mo dito yung pinaka-theme ng film, which is an exploration of American imperialism. O, diba? So yun, I like that. Yung mga subtle messages, and I think na it's not your typical coming-of-age movie, since it's quite dark. So, next naman is another coming-of-age movies, which is Edward. Edward is about a teenage boy na halos ginawa ng bahay yung public hospital sa tagal lang naka-confine ng tatay niya rito. So, ayun, dito na halos lumaki tong si Edward, and he's helping the staffs in the hospital. He's gained a friend. He even had his first love, and dito niya rin natikman yung pag-take responsibility sa tatay niya after sila iwan ng kuya niya. So, ayun, it's a coming-of-age film. It highlights, yung healthcare system here in the country. And then, yun nga yung paglaki ni Edward, pero not your usual environment for a child to grow up in. So, next movie is Fresh. Frustrated by scrolling through dating apps only to end up on a lame, tedious date, Noah takes a chance by giving her number to an awkwardly charming Steve after a produced section meet cute at the grocery store. I just watched this film yesterday, so you can tell na it's still fresh to me. So ayun, Noah is so dumb for not doing a background check kay Steve after knowing him, like, bitch, you stupid. But also, I can't blame her, like, look at him, he's so cute. But for real though, it was a fun ride. I had fun watching it. It's a thriller na may halong horror, pero at the same time may halong kilig. Like, may mga moments dun na nakakakilig. Okay, ano ba? Don't judge me. I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy. Tsure. Ayun, but anyway, last but not the least for films was The Adam Project. So ito, mas fresh to sa akin kasi kanina ko lang to pinanood. After accidentally crash landing in 2022, time-traveling fighter pilot Adam Reed teams up with his 12-year-old self on a mission to save the future. So yun, halos same siya ng plot sa X-Men Days of Future Past na kailangan niyang pumunta sa past in order to save or change the future, ganun. Pero dito nga, ayun nga, he teams up with his 12-year-old self. Ayun, it's a good film, I guess, for for the family kasi it's family friendly. Pero you know, it's the same old Deadpool persona ni Ryan Reynolds but like in a different situation, parang ganun. So that's all for the movies. Let's move on naman for all of the shows that I watched in March. So, unang-una ko natapos during March was Euphoria Season 2. Yes, the super iconic and most talked about show. So, natapos ko to exactly noong March 1 dahil, if I'm not mistaken, March 1 ni-release yung final episode. So, here in Season 2, ayun, ang daming ganap, but at the same time, ang dami ring plot holes. It wasn't as great as Season 1, pero they never disappoint talaga when it comes to the cinematography and overall visuals of the show. Favorite episode ko from this season is episode 5, the episode where finally nag-focus na sila doon sa main character of the show. Like, I thought nalimutan nyo na si Rue yung main character dito. And at the same time, grabe din naman yung performance na binigay ni Zendaya. You know, na secured niya na naman yung Emmys for Best Actress. Hindi perfect yung season 2 ng Euphoria, but you can't deny na ang daming iconic moments niya. So, next naman is Daredevil Season 1. So, ayun na. Aside from the X-Men franchise, I've also decided to watch the other Marvel shows, which is yun nga yung Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, blah blah blah. So, ayun na. Kakasimula ko pa lang. So, ayun, kakatapos ko lang ng Daredevil Season 1. So, lawyer by day, Matt Murdock uses his heightened senses from being blinded as a young boy to fight crime at night on the streets of Hell's Kitchen as Daredevil. So, ayun, ano na kasi, parang ang bali-balita is magiging canon na daw ang mga shows na ito and other Marvel movies sa MCU. Kaya ayan naman, nagpe-prepare na ako before I watched the Multiverse of Madness. So, next naman is Drag Race UK versus the world. So, the Ru girls from the different countries compete for the mother-tucking crown. So, ayun, I was rooting for my talented queens, Miss Jimbo and Miss Pangina. Kasi yun nga, they didn't make it to the top 4 or whatever. Yeah, it wasn't really great. Pero nakaka-curious siya panoorin kasi nga, you know, para siyang international version na ng RuPaul's Drag Race, diba? And then, ito na, last but not the least, for this video, we have Murderville. Eccentric detective Terry Seattle teams up with clueless celebrity guest stars to investigate a series of murders in this improvisational crime comedy. So, each episode, meron silang celebrity guests, and then, itong celebrity guest na to, wala siyang script. So, hindi niya alam kung ano yung flow ng story or nung episode na yon. So, ayun nga, ang characters nila dito ay isa sila mga detective. So, they have to solve these murder crimes and find out kung sino yung killer. And since walang ang script, yung celebrity guest, sila mismo yung mga hula based on their judgment, based on the clues, based on how the flow of the story will go. Ayun, sila mismo yung mga hula kung sino yung correct killer. Ayun, during the first few episodes siguro, hindi ko siya masyadong na-vibes. But, ayun nga, interesting ang concept. And, ang galing magdala ni Will Arnett. Siya talaga yung pinaka-nagdala. And, ayun, I guess, depende rin talaga siya sa kung sino yung celebrity guest nila, you know. Yeah, so anyway, that is all for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Those were everything that I watched in March, and I'll see you all on the next one.